Let me ask you something. Have you noticed that foods you used to eat your whole life now seem to be working against you? Maybe you're gaining weight even though you haven't changed your diet? Maybe you're more tired, more inflamed, or your doctor keeps warning you about your blood sugar, your heart, your joints. Here's what nobody told you. After the age of 50, your body is no longer the same machine it used to be, and some of the foods you eat every single day, foods you've trusted for decades, are quietly doing serious damage. Today I'm going to name 5 of them, and I'm going to back it up with science. Stay with me because what you hear in the next 15 minutes could genuinely change your health. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. This channel is dedicated to giving you real science-backed health information that actually matters for people over 50 in America. Now, before we dive in, I want to be clear. This is not about deprivation. This is not about eating nothing but salad for the rest of your life. This is about understanding how your metabolism, your gut, your hormones, and your immune system change after 50 and making smarter choices because of it. Because here's the truth. What kept you healthy at 30 or 40 is not the same formula that will keep you healthy at 55, 60, or 70. The research is clear. Inflammation is the #1 driver of chronic disease in older adults. Conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, they are all deeply connected to the foods we eat. So let's get into it. 5 foods your body is begging you to stop eating after 50. Food #1. Processed meats. Hot dogs, deli meats, sausage, bacon. Let's start with something that's on millions of American breakfast tables every single morning. I'm talking about processed meats. Bacon, hot dogs, deli turkey, salami, sausage links. The things that smell amazing and are so incredibly convenient. Here's what the science says. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens. That means there is sufficient evidence that they cause cancer in humans, specifically colorectal cancer. Now here's why this matters more after 50. Your body's ability to fight off cellular damage slows down as you age. The protective mechanisms that could handle occasional processed meat consumption in your 30s are simply not as strong anymore. Processed meats are loaded with sodium nitrates, which are preservatives linked to increased inflammation. They're also packed with sodium, often over 800 milligrams per serving, and high saturated fat content that accelerates cardiovascular risk. After 50, your kidneys are less efficient at filtering excess sodium. Your arteries are more susceptible to plaque buildup, and your colon cells are more vulnerable to the compounds that form when nitrates interact with heat. Let me give you a real-life picture of this. Think about your neighbor. Maybe you know someone like this, who eats a ham sandwich for lunch every day and has a few strips of bacon on the weekend. Nothing crazy, nothing excessive, but by age 62, he's dealing with high blood pressure, borderline diabetes, and a colonoscopy that came back with concerning polyps. These things don't happen overnight. They build slowly, silently. The good news? The replacement is delicious. Wild-caught salmon, grilled chicken breast, hard-boiled eggs, even a well-seasoned turkey patty made at home. These give you the protein your aging body needs without the chemical load. And your heart, your colon, and your blood vessels will thank you. Food #2. Refined carbohydrates. White bread, white rice, pastries, crackers. Now I know what you're thinking. Bread? You want me to give up bread? I'm not asking you to give up bread. I'm asking you to understand what happens inside your body when you eat refined, processed carbohydrates after 50. Here's the science, made simple. When you eat white bread, white rice, or any food made from refined flour, your body converts it to sugar almost immediately. We're talking within minutes. This causes a rapid spike in blood glucose, and in response, your pancreas floods your system with insulin. When you're 30, your body handles this pretty well. But after 50, insulin sensitivity declines. Your cells don't respond to insulin as efficiently. This leads to a condition called insulin resistance, which is a stepping stone to type 2 diabetes. And it doesn't stop there. That blood sugar crash that follows the spike, that's what's making you exhausted after lunch. That's why you're craving sugar at 3 p.m. That's why the weight is collecting around your belly, the most dangerous place for fat to sit in the human body. Visceral fat, the fat around your organs, is directly linked to heart disease, stroke, and metabolic syndrome. And refined carbohydrates are one of its biggest drivers. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition consistently show that diets high in refined carbohydrates increase markers of systemic inflammation in adults over 50, and inflammation is the root cause of nearly every chronic disease. I want to be gentle here because I know for many of us, bread is comfort. It's part of our heritage. It's what our mothers made. But there's a replacement that's just as satisfying. 100% whole grain bread. Brown rice, oats, real oats, not the sugary instant packets. Quinoa, sweet potatoes. These complex carbohydrates release glucose slowly, keep your energy stable, feed the good bacteria in your gut, and help your body manage weight naturally. The swap is simple. The impact is profound. Food #3, sugary beverages, soda, juice, sports drinks, sweet tea. This one hits close to home for a lot of people, because we don't always think of what we drink as eating. But the liquid calories and liquid sugar you consume every day are just as damaging as anything on your plate, maybe more so. Here's what makes sugary drinks especially dangerous after 50. Unlike solid food, liquid sugar bypasses your satiety signals. When you drink a can of soda or a glass of orange juice, your brain doesn't register those 150 to 200 calories as food. So you still eat the same amount, but your body is processing all that extra sugar on top of it. A single can of soda contains roughly 39 grams of sugar. That's nearly 10 teaspoons. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons of added sugar per day for women and 9 for men. One can of soda exceeds that entire daily limit. Now here's the emotional part of this, and I want you to really hear it. Sugary drinks are the leading driver of type 2 diabetes in adults over 50. Not candy, not cake, drinks. Because we reach for them constantly. At meals, at work, on the couch, with medications in the morning. And sweet tea, which is beloved in so much of America, can contain 30 to 50 grams of sugar per glass. That's the equivalent of eating 3 to 5 sugar packets every time you take a sip. The liver is the organ that processes fructose, the type of sugar in most sweetened beverages. After 50, your liver's efficiency declines. Excess fructose gets converted directly into triglycerides, blood fats that raise your risk for heart disease and fatty liver disease. The replacement is easier than you think. Sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon, herbal teas, unsweetened, black coffee, and plain water with cucumber or mint, if you need it to feel special. Your pancreas, your liver, and your waistline will feel the difference within weeks, not months. Weeks. Food #4. Industrial vegetable oils and fried foods. Canola, soybean, corn oil, fried chicken. This one surprises people, because we were told for decades that vegetable oils were heart healthy. That they were better than butter, better than lard, better than the old fats our grandparents used. The science has evolved, and what it's telling us now is very different. Industrial seed oils, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. In small amounts, omega-6 fats are fine, but the modern American diet has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of roughly 20 to 1. The ideal ratio is closer to 4 to 1. This massive imbalance drives chronic systemic inflammation. And as we now know, inflammation is the root cause of heart disease, arthritis, cognitive decline, and cancer. After 50, this matters even more because your body's natural ability to regulate inflammation decreases. You need anti-inflammatory foods more than ever, not foods that fan the flames. And fried foods are doubly dangerous. Not only are they cooked in omega-6 heavy oils, but when those oils are heated to high temperatures, they produce compounds called aldehydes and acrolein, toxic byproducts that damage your cells, your cardiovascular system, and your brain. Research from the Harvard School of Public Health found that people who consumed fried food 4 or more times per week had a 37% higher risk of heart failure compared to those who ate it less than once a week. Now, I'm not saying never eat fried chicken again, as long as you live, but I am saying that if fried foods are a regular part of your diet after 50, your heart is working against an enormous disadvantage. The replacement: extra virgin olive oil for cooking, avocado oil for higher heat, real butter in moderation, yes, real butter, rather than industrial margarine, air-fried foods if you love that crunch. These healthy fats actually protect your heart, lubricate your joints, and support your brain, which is made of roughly 60% fat and needs the right kind to function. Food #5. Ultra-processed packaged foods. Chips, cookies, crackers, frozen meals. Let me ask you to do something right now if you're near your kitchen. Pick up any packaged snack food, chips, crackers, cookies, a frozen dinner, and look at the ingredient list. If you can't pronounce more than 3 of those ingredients, put it down. Ultra-processed foods, defined as foods that go through multiple industrial processes and contain additives not found in a home kitchen, now make up over 57% of caloric intake in the American diet, and they are engineered to be addictive. The combination of refined flour, sugar, industrial fats, artificial flavors, and texture enhancers triggers dopamine responses in your brain, similar to drug use. You're not weak for craving them. You're being outmaneuvered by billion-dollar food science. But here's what makes them especially dangerous for people over 50. First, they destroy your gut microbiome. After 50, gut health becomes critically important. Your microbiome influences everything from immunity and mental health to inflammation and cancer prevention. Ultra-processed foods kill beneficial gut bacteria and feed harmful ones. Second, they are designed to be calorically dense and nutritionally empty. After 50, your caloric needs decrease slightly, but your nutrient needs increase. You need more calcium, more magnesium, more B vitamins, more vitamin D. Ultra-processed foods give you none of this. Third, they contain emulsifiers, artificial preservatives, and colorings that have been linked in recent studies to increased gut permeability, also called leaky gut, which is associated with autoimmune conditions, metabolic syndrome, and systemic inflammation. A landmark study published in the BMJ found that every 10% increase in ultra-processed food consumption was associated with a 14% higher risk of all-cause mortality and 9% higher risk of cardiovascular disease mortality. These numbers are staggering, and they are preventable. The replacement, whole foods, foods with one ingredient. An apple is an apple. Almonds are almonds. Eggs are eggs. Greek yogurt, berries, hummus with vegetables, homemade soups, real food that your grandmother would recognize. Your gut, your brain, your immune system, and your longevity are directly tied to how much real food you put in your body versus how much is designed in a laboratory. So let's recap the 5 foods that science says you should stop eating after 50, or at minimum, dramatically reduce: processed meats, hot dogs, deli meats, bacon, sausage, refined carbohydrates, white bread, white rice, pastries, crackers, sugary beverages, soda, juice, sports drinks, sweet tea, industrial vegetable oils and fried foods, canola, soybean, corn oil, ultra-processed packaged foods, chips, cookies, crackers, frozen meals. Now I want to leave you with something important. This is not about perfection. This is not about punishment. You don't need to change everything overnight. But I want you to know this. Every single substitution you make, even one, starts a chain reaction in your body. Your inflammation markers begin to drop. Your blood sugar becomes more stable. Your gut bacteria start to shift. Your energy improves. The human body, even at 60, 70, or 80, is remarkably resilient. It wants to heal. It is designed to heal. You just have to give it the tools. And the most powerful tool you have is what you put on your fork. If this video helped you today, even just one insight, please hit that like button. It tells me you want more content like this, and it helps more people over 50 find this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. We put out new videos every week on real health topics that actually matter for your stage of life. And in the comments below, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 foods is hardest for you to give up? Tell me, and I'll make a video specifically about how to replace it. Take care of yourself. Your health is worth it. And I'll see you in the next one.